Cards on the table. Technically speaking, I may not be the most qualified to give you this preview of Assassin's Creed Shadows because, for one, I am very biased. Did Ubisoft pay me to give a good review? Absolutely not. Did they promise me a trip to Disneyland if I said this game was good? They did not. However, Far Cry 6 was actually the first game that I reacted to on this channel. Ubisoft was for me because a few years ago, I did a cosplay of Ezio on my roof in New Orleans in 100-degree weather. And hell, I even have a creator code GJX that you can use in the Ubisoft store, and I get a percentage back if you purchase a game or anything with that code. They've invited me to Summer Game Fest. They've granted me different free codes to various games, and the Ubisoft reps I've came in contact with has been extremely nice and generous to me. Even though that's not me being paid directly, essentially it's still a form of payment no matter how you look at it. So that in turn makes me biased. I'm telling you that up front. But that also didn't stop me when I said Skull and Bones was the worst game I ever played. So even after that, they still send me codes and we still remain having a decent relationship. Now, in addition to that, growing up as a kid, I can remember wanting to be two things. I wanted to be Zack, the Black Power Ranger, and I wanted to be a black samurai or a ninja. So when my two worlds collided in a game franchise like Assassin's Creed that I love inserted a black samurai, you can imagine someone like myself was extremely excited. So with all that being said, if you're still here watching the video after I've just put all of my cards on the table, then you are exactly the person that this video is for. So thank you for joining me. Let's get down to business. So I played the 4-hour preview of Assassin's Creed Shadows. It was a work in progress build. Now I wasn't in the office. I didn't go to Canada. I was right here inside the arcade in this seat playing via the cloud with my PlayStation 5 controller. Now I must say I am absolute dog shit at preview videos. Out of all the videos I've done the last like 2 weeks, I've been stressing about this one the most because I don't think I'm the most qualified. I'm just an excited gamer who loves video games, who loves the Assassin's Creed franchise, who hadn't had fun in an Assassin's Creed game probably since Assassin's Creed Black Flag, maybe Origins, but it's been quite a while. I didn't like Assassin's Creed Mirage that much, and I did not like Assassin's Creed Valhalla at all. That one really sent me over the top. So I've been kind of checked out. So when I saw I had the invite to preview this game, I almost declined it. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go in blind and play it by myself. But I realized I have a community, I have an audience that still holds my words very close when I'm recommending or not recommending a game after all these years of doing YouTube, which I'm very grateful for. But I know I'm not going to be as extensive as some of these other big YouTubers, like guys that I watch like Skill Up or Jake Baldino or Joe Raptor or some of these other creators that's been in the space a long time, that's able to articulate their words a lot more accurately and precisely and more intelligent than me just saying it's fucking short. I know I'm not going to be that, so I'm going to try to get y'all in and out. I'm just going to hit the core elements. The main question you want to know, the only question you want to know is this game good? Is Assassin's Creed back? To prepare for this, I went back and played because I wanted to grade this very almost unfairly and very harshly so I can give y'all a very good indication of what I mean. To me, the greatest samurai game ever created was Ghost of Tsushima. I have over 1,000 hours in that game. I've been playing Sekiro. I'm stuck on Lady Butterfly, but I have about 20 hours in that. I went and played Shadow of War for the first time because that combat is incredible. And one of my new recent favorite games of all time, Lies of P. I've went through that for the 4th time on New Game Plus with the parry mechanics and the combat. So I went and played some of the greatest combat feeling games, the greatest parry mechanics, assassins, samurai games that they have to offer for me. And I went and played those for about a week or two. So by the time I transitioned into Assassin's Creed Shadows, as soon as I felt this combat, I was going to know if it was going to hold up to any one of these games. And I'm here to tell you, it does not. It doesn't feel as good as Sekiro or Lies of P or Shadow of War or definitely Ghost of Tsushima. But what I can say is, for me, this is the best feeling Assassin's Creed game since Assassin's Creed Origins. That was the last AC game combat-wise that I really enjoyed, even though Brotherhood and Black Flag were two of my personal favorite AC games of all time. Now, took notes as I was playing to kind of give you an idea. The biggest compliment I can give this game is this. It feels like one half of the game you're playing as a samurai slash muscle brute power fantasy, and the other half, it feels like you're back playing with Desmond or Ezio, and the OG Ezio trilogy. And for me, and during the prologue and the opening of the game, when you're playing as Naoi, I know my pronunciation may be off. When they zoom out and it's at night and you do that leap of faith, because I can't show the footage, I literally, my eyes got watered because I felt like I was back part of the Brotherhood. And that's one of the greatest compliments I can give this game. Like, I felt like I was back in Assassin's Creed whenever I was freaking in college playing it for the first time. So that's a fantastic compliment. When you playing as Yusuke, you feel like a security guard. Like, the difference between the two characters is night and day, literally. I know it's a joke in there somewhere, but I'm just gonna let that slide. Because for one, he's much slower. He's not jumping around and rolling on buildings like Noe does. I mean, you feel the weight, you feel the brute force. His defense is amazing. He's gigantic. So whenever one of these samurais tries to square off with you, and you see the size difference, it's hilarious. Because I mean, you can be 3v1 and absolutely brutally destroy everybody. And this game is brutal, like Mortal Kombat brutal. The first time I walked up to a guy, he said something to me and it gave me the option for a brutal assassination. He literally just rolled the guy's head off. The other guy, I stuck the sword at him and he picked him up and his freaking legs was dangling. It was awesome. And it gives you so many different options because of course at any time, at least during most of the game that I played, you can switch between Yusuke and Naoi. Of course it's fun going in, bashing heads, fighting everybody, bursting through the doors. I mean, it's unbelievable. But also too, certain times you have to go the stealth route. And when you switched over to Naoi and it starts you off in the shadows and you up on those buildings, there's nothing you can't climb. The parkour, you're rolling, you feel good. It feels like Assassin's Creed. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't have to give you a lot of these words. It feels like an Assassin's Creed game at the core, the visuals, and because Naomi is much smaller, you can't brute force with her. Her defense is dramatically lower than Yusuke's. You die pretty fast if you try to go hand to hand. Trust me, I tried, but she can fight. She has a lot of different weapons at her arsenal, but her strength is in the shadows, hence the name AC Shadows. When you're on top of one of those clay tile roofs and you're running and you're ducking off in the shadows and you're kind of plotting and you're marking, it feels so good. It looks incredible. Again, I was playing via the cloud in 1080 HP, even though the footage that they provided me is my footage, by the way, and it's in 4K. I can't wait to play this on the PlayStation 5 Pro for myself in particular. Gameplay wise, the best feeling Assassin's Creed in the last decade, in my opinion. Just depends on which one is your favorite game, but for me, this one is up there with the Ezio trilogy. Again, I only played 3.5, 4 hours. Now, of course, I've played a lot of games that I loved in the first 3 or 4 hours. I was enjoying Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League up until the Batman mission. After that, the cycle kicked in. I'm not quite sure how long this game is. I'm not sure about the Ubisoft bloat when they make a game 150 hours or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, it's rumored that the game is going to be between 30 and 40 hours. But again, the 3 to 4 hours that I played, the best compliment I can give is I woke up the next morning and I said, damn, I have to wait until March to jump back into this. It feels awesome. Let's get into the story, because that was the biggest area of drama and uproar online was about Yusuke, if he was a samurai, if he was a retainer, blah, 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 blah. What I can tell you is this, because they won't allow me to show the footage because it's in the prologue. When this game starts, I'm gonna go back to Animus, by the way. I hadn't forgot that. I just want to talk about the story real quick. But when the game starts, as a big black guy who's 6'3", who has an Asian best friend and a white best friend, who's been in areas where I'm the only big black guy, I can tell you, and I stay in the South in New Orleans, and I've dealt with my share of racism. I can tell you the intro made me uncomfortable, and I was happy because that's exactly how it should feel as a big black ass dude like Yusuke is rolling through feudal Japan around this time. He's towering over everybody. Look like this. This is the perfect meme. This is how everyone was looking at Yusuke in the opening of the game. The Homelander disgust meme. That's exactly how everyone was looking at him. That's how they treated him. That's how they talked to him.
I asked you, who this nigga on that name?
And by the way, I did play the game in the native language, which is Japanese and Portuguese, which definitely reminded me of Shogun. If you watch that show on FX, I mean, I love my samurai stuff. That's what's got me into Chinese wuxia games, because of my love and fascination with being a samurai in feudal Japan. To me, I feel like that was the most authentic, and that's the way it should be played, in my opinion. The mounting animations are not the best, like the mount sinking. I don't know if that's like an English to, I'm not quite sure what's going on with that, but the mount stealth animations was not that great, as you may see here on the screen, but the first interaction was tense. They made it very clear, like, hey, you don't belong here. You're a slave. You're here for a reason. I'm taking him. He works for me now. Let's get to work. Like, they were not equal, no matter the size. Like, you're an asset, you're a tool, you're big, you can use a sword, we're gonna use you. And that's how the game opened. They treated him like the internet treated him whenever it was first announced that they was using a black samurai. And I was happy because that's exactly how it should feel if it's been as authentic as possible. And Naoi's story, without obviously any spoilers, was very emotional. I think the marketing should have led with her just because she's the true Assassin's Creed anchor into this game, in my opinion. But her story literally had me tearing up at the opening. And I think it's going to hit a lot of people. And the way they bring the two together, because we jumped around, they gave us the prologue. We have an open world section. Then we had one last mission at the end that I did not finish because I was out of time because I was too busy fighting everybody and I kept failing the mission. I played on like not normal, but like right above, right below normal, and I was still getting clapped up, especially when I played as Naoi, because again, and I'm terrible at stealth because I hadn't played stealth in a long time. But once you get it, you got it. The Animus system. When the game opened with that amazing Assassin's Creed homage stinger and it starts glitching, I go, wait, are they doing it? And they did it. And listen, I know we had Animus, like they had the Animus hub, which is the AC Infinity hub. They had, you know, all this other crap inside. I know in AC Valhalla, they had like the Animus like missions. It didn't really mean nothing. Animus hadn't meant anything pretty much since the Ezio trilogy and Desmond. I know AC Brotherhood was the last time that I remember it fondly. Now again, this was just the intro sections, but man, having that in there, hearing that voice, you know, about your memories and it just took me back. You mix that in with the actual feel and gameplay of being a true assassin. If you're an AC fan, you're going to, at least so far what I've played, if you're an AC fan, you are absolutely going to love this game. Even more so than just a casual walker who's never played one. You're still going to have a good time. But if you're OG, you're going to really appreciate some of the things they brought back to this. And I'm afraid a lot of these previews are going to go into so much depth that's going to ruin a lot of the surprises that I was able to get myself as I was playing. And it's just little nods here and there and little animations. Like, I'm not sure exactly what the game was like before they took the extra time to delay it, but it seems like the delays has paid off and they have paid dividends. And I was so afraid that I was going to be like by myself, like, because I started DMing a few people that I know previewed it. So, dude, am I crazy? Am I glazing right now? That was amazing. And it was like, nah, man, I'm hearing whispers that everyone else is feeling the same way. Then I saw a few other murmurs online about, hey, no, that shit was good. I said, oh my God, thank God, because if I'm the only one out here glazing AC Shadows, and that's truly how I feel, I'm going to get crushed, bro. So I was so happy to see that, at least right now as of this recording, I wasn't alone in this. Because I need to wrap this video up, I'm just going to hit you with some of my quick notes that I made. The NPCs actually have a brain. You know, they're not totally dumb. Like when you walk through the town, they looking at you like, who's this big black guy and why is he here? Why is his skin that color? That's literally how they look at you. Visually, it looks amazing. Kind of walking around looking at the landscape again, just coming out playing some of these other, like Ghost of Tsushima and Sekiro, these games that are so beautiful with fantastic art direction. This game is a looker. But to me, Assassin's Creed has never had the problem of their games looking ugly for the most part. Their games always looked good, but they just felt shallow within this last decade, in my opinion. But this one, the world is alive. You can interact with, you can break box, like everything is alive. The NPCs, again, the NPCs have a brain. Like they're not just mindlessly let you cut someone's head off and then just ignore what they just seen. You know, they actually seem to know and care and be active in the world. The music and the score, the music so far that I've heard, the music was great. The scores was fantastic. You just, the best compliment, you feel like you in feudal Japan. Again, for someone like me who has taken in so much of this, of the Japan and the samurai culture, who have played so many hours of samurai games, for me to be in this game, for me to be playing this game and still be super interested and super locked in, especially playing in the native language, it feels incredible. The main menu layout, I mean, nothing crazy. You know, you still got your map. You have these little scouts that if you're looking for a certain person or clues, you can send out the scouts and help them search for you. They can come back and report to you. So much small stuff like that again, I know it's gonna be a lot of other previews that's way better than me, that's gonna give you a lot more details that you're gonna need. But at the core, for me, at this stop here, I just want to answer the question, is the game good? And yes, game is good. Game is very good, especially if you're looking to scratch that Assassin's Creed itch that you hadn't been able to scratch in a long time, like myself. Appreciate y'all taking your time to hear me out. Hopefully I was able to provide any comfort or questions that you may have had. If I missed some questions, which I'm sure I did, just comment down below. I reply to everyone that I can unless it starts getting crazy. If you have particular questions, if I can answer them, I will. Y'all know I'm very accessible. And yeah, AC Shadows, bro. It's a banger.
Hey, やかましい。これ以上しつこく聞くなら、わしのげんこつが代わりに答えてくれる。わしが悪かった。もういっそ殺してくれ。